goodbye, or hello. I always get those two confused. No, I'm almost positive it's hello. Well, no matter. How may I be of assistance to you today? Oh, well, if you're looking for my father, I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed. You see, he's gone away for the month. At the behest of the Queen, of course. But he's left the shop in my wholly incapable hands, if I do say so myself. And I believe I just did. Isn't that strange? Well, anyway, I'd been more than happy to help you. What is it you were looking for? A pitcher, a pour, a gadget, a gadget? Oh, just a teacup then? All right. We have plenty of those in stock. And how about some delicious tea to go along with it? Oh, wonderful. Well, follow me then. Do come in. I must insist that you walk backward, however, as that is the custom, you know. Unless, of course, your name begins with the letter A, and in that case you have to hop on one leg and recite the alphabet, or sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat in Flemish, whichever you prefer. Oh, don't blame me. I just make the rules. I don't follow them, you see. Well, please do come in, though, and careful not to trip or stumble or skip or hop. There are plenty of things on the floor, so do look out. We had a tea party recently, and I can't be bothered to clean it up. When did we have the tea party? Oh, I can't say more than 6 months ago. Things do take time here. And I think it adds a bit of ambiance to the place, don't you think? Well, we'll go to the back room. I keep all of my finest teacups there. I'm sure that we'll find one that you absolutely abhor. Or is it adore? Those two words sound so similar, don't they? I've never noticed that before. Well, we have china cups and porcelain cups. One's made of pottery, and I once had one made of butterfly wings, but it was far too fragile. What kind of cup are you looking for? Oh, no, don't tell me, let me guess. How about we play a little game? I'll explore some of my teacups, and I'll bet you I can pick out one that is your favorite. I have a gift for these sort of things, you see. By the way, silly of me, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Maddie Hatter. Well, they were going to name me off kilter, but my cousin already had that name and they didn't want two of them in the family. So they settled for Maddie. And what's your name? Oh, how unconventional. Well, I suppose I should get to showing you the teacups, right? After all, that's why you're here. This first one here is a bit dusty. It's been on the shelves for quite some time. But isn't it lovely? It's made of porcelain. And the beautiful roses on the side are quite unique. Whenever you pour chamomile tea into this cup, the roses bloom in a beautiful fashion. I'd say this is one of my favorites, but I'd be lying. I've never been partial to roses. More of a weed sort of girl myself. I don't think this is your cup of tea, shall we say. Pun intended. Let's move on to the next one now. This one is made of hand-blown glass. And on the edges there are real gemstones that have been taken from the Wonderland mine. As you can see, they're all a variety of gemstones, various shades, red and blue and green. A yellow one thrown in here and there. This cup is quite extravagant, though. I don't think this one's your favorite either. Now this one is a china cup. And as you notice on the side there, breathtaking portraits of hummingbirds. When you pour peppermint tea in this cup, they sing a lovely tune. I should say they hum a lovely tune, after all. Hummingbirds are known for their humming, hence their name, of course. Oh, you didn't know a teacup could hum. They're some of the best hummers around. I once knew a teacup that could sing opera. It's quite lovely, until it shattered itself with a soprano note that it just couldn't take. I don't think this is your favorite either, though. I'll give myself 2 more chances, and then we'll declare you the winner. This next teacup is made out of glazed pottery. It's all different shades of the rainbow. What does it do? Oh, nothing special. Not all teacups need to have a special talent after all. Goodness gracious. I can see that you're not impressed. Give me one more chance. Let me see here. I think that this one is the one that will be to your liking. It's made out of porcelain. It's very simple but elegant. As you can see, it's solid white with flecks of pink and gold throughout. Its base is a lovely shade of red. Now this cup is quite unique, and it does have a special gift, as I can see that you're interested in those that are more unusual. When you pour tea, any variety of tea, in this stunningly beautiful cup, anyone who drinks it will immediately feel a sense of calm and relaxation. I must warn you, however, you won't want to drink too much tea out of this particular cup. I remember there was a man who came into our shop many years ago by the name of Van Winkle. There were tales that he drank too much from this cup, or one just like it, that is. Things did not go according to plan. So the rumor goes. But as long as you're careful, you should be perfectly fine. It is quite delicate. You won't want to drop it, or break it, or wreck it, or ruin it, of course, as it is most useful all in one piece. I had a favorite teacup once that I dropped. Father was most disappointed in me. I remember that night, he only let me have one piece of chocolate cake for dinner instead of 3. I was heartbroken. About the chocolate cake, I mean. Teacups can be mended after all. Well, no matter. I think this is your cup, though. Isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give it to you for absolutely nothing. Or is it everything? No, it's nothing. I'm almost positive of it. Am I right? Wonderful. I just knew it. It practically called out your name. Not literally, of course, because this teacup cannot do that. That one over there on that shelf can, however, but it hasn't spoken for quite some time. Not since Alice came to visit us. That dreadful girl. Always eating all of our cakes, drinking all of our tea. There was one year where we had a honey shortage, all because she indulged too much when she sipped at our lovely teas. She has a thing for honey, you know. Oh, I don't like to speak ill of people when they aren't around, but let's just say, between you and me, that the bumblebees were happy to see her gone. Well, now that we've found your cup, let's see if we can try to find the tea that you'll like best. Let's see here. I've brewed several pots. No, I wasn't expecting company. I just like to brew tea for fun. Sort of a pastime. What can I say? Sometimes I get a bit lonely here, and to pass the hours I do some rather unusual activities. I have a twine ball out back, and one day I chewed 25 pieces of bubble gum at once. I broke the record. Then there was that other time that I tried to hang 125 clothespins on the line outside, just to see if my arms got tired. They did, of course. But now I find that I have the most enjoyment with just brewing pots of tea for no one at all. It may be wasteful. What can I say? Some people like to knit. Some people like to write. But I like to brew teas. And of course, make crocheted hats out of spider webs. That's quite fun too. Anyway, I digress. Let's find you the perfect tea that you'll like. Let's start with this one. This is my hydrangea tea. It's a blend of my own, and I have it on good authority that it's the White Rabbit's favorite. He hasn't been to see me in quite some time either. Well, he's always rushing about. I don't blame him. Let's try this one. Now sip all of these very carefully, as they are quite effective and powerful. This one, specifically, has a fruity undertone, but can allow you to see 1 minute into the future for an entire day. It is quite useful in certain situations. I don't care for it very much, though, because I always like to be surprised. And knowing what lies just ahead is a little bit discouraging. Do you like that tea? Oh, you won't have to worry about experiencing any of the effects when you're sampling the teas today. I've heavily diluted all of them, just in case. Well, we wouldn't want you going around with all these magical powers unattended now, would we? We all know what can go wrong when that happens. People start shrinking and growing to the height of giants. Like some who've come to visit Wonderland in the past. Let's move on to the next tea, shall we? Let me see what this one is. Oh. It's my cinnamon and ivy tea. Let me pour you some of it. You must try it. And when you drink this tea, when it's brewed to its full potency, you'll be able to display your inner beauty on the outside. Your hair will grow, your cheeks will glow, and your appearance will be healthy and revived. I don't have much use for this tea. Many of my tea party guests are woodland animals and livestock that can talk, and they really don't care what I look like. Except for the Cheshire cat, of course. He always has a tendency to be a bit critical about my appearance. But no matter. What do you think of this tea? It's quite lovely, isn't it? Let's move on to the next tea then. I don't think this is quite to your liking, is it? A bit too sweet, tangy, fruity, sour, all of the above. I suppose we should meander on to the next tea then, shouldn't we? Shan't we? Shouldn't we? couldn't we? Let's see. I think we'll go with the wild cherry apricot blend. Yes, this is quite scrumptious. Please do have a sip, a slurp, a swallow. Yes, it is quite tasty. Now this particular concoction is rather unique and particularly useful for times when you may be facing a meal that you're dreading, such as tuna casserole, liver and onions, those common sort of meals that may put you off a bit. You see, anything that you eat after drinking this tea will taste like cotton candy. The effect is temporary. It only lasts an hour or two, so you must drink it right before you have to, shall we say, deal with the unfortunate food. Well, I drink this tea quite often. You see, we have a new cook at home, or shall I say two new cooks. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they're not the most graceful in the kitchen, nor the most resourceful. As a matter of fact, just last night they made mud pie. Now I typically am one who absolutely adores mud pie, but I prefer to have the dirt a bit sifted before it's used in the recipe. And theirs was much too gritty, and I found a worm in my slice. What a pity. Well, anyway, I have one last tea for you to try. This, my friend, is chrysanthemum and honey tea. You won't find it anywhere else in Wonderland. I make it myself. This tea will enable you to float precisely 3 feet off the ground. You won't be able to fly, hop, or skip to great heights, but you will be able to leisurely float just above the ground. It only lasts for a day, so if you do want it to become permanent, you must have at least a cup of this every morning. Not that that's a chore, because it is so delicate and delicious. Do you like this one? I thought you would. Well, I'm going to let you take this one home as well, so you can serve it out of your brand new teacup. I hate to hurry you along, but I must be getting back to my spiderweb knitting. I have a brand new idea for a hat, and I think it will go perfectly with the Queen's new dress. Well, anyway, I won't keep you. But please do remember that you have to go out the way you came in. That's right, backwards, unless your name begins with the letter A, of course. And and I'll bid you welcome, or is it farewell? Well, whichever the case may be, I wish you a pleasant day, and good luck with your new tea and teacup. Please leave the door open on your way out.